Hey, welcome back. Here's a video I was not expecting to do. In fact, to the degree where I've basically got this thing, this Lamia, on a trade deal that's probably going to go out tomorrow. But I've been I did some videos for selling it and stuff. I've been playing around with it a little bit, and it's starting to get a little drop shutty, and I'm starting to get why people like these. Which is not good. I'm supposed to be happy to get rid of it, and now I'm starting to potentially regret it a little bit. So I want to talk about what I'm feeling and why it's starting to grow on me, which is that it was just kind of hard to work with. I don't know, it didn't feel good at first, and I mean, you can even see it there, right? Like it still gets caught up once in a while. And if I really want to get it in like 2 motions, I got to be very authoritative. But it's starting to get like smoother almost. I don't know. I might be feeling things. Sometimes I have feelings when I go to sell a knife. And then I was looking at the blade and I'm like, oh man, the stepping on the blade is just really nice looking, which I thought is pretty cool, especially how it kind of gets smaller up towards the tip. Anyways, look at that. Like, that's pretty nice. So I don't know, I'm buying some Gareth Bull chamoises, some shams, and I ended up using this for a trade on one of them to get one. And yeah, I don't know. I might be making a mistake here. So I wanted to document my mistake and admit it to the world, and put it on YouTube. But the more I mess around with this, the more knives that have bearings feel, maybe not the Demko. The Demko is what it is. I'm gonna go pick on the Rosie. It's so funny because I've been talking smack about putting these on washers, but there's something, this is sporty and fun, but there's something, I don't know why I can't get this one to go with the thumb all of a sudden. There's something just very smooth about this feel of this deployment right now to me. Almost a little more mature, right? That other one's sporty and this is kind of luxurious almost. We'll see how the sham is. The sham is supposed to be amazing, so I know more of these are going to be coming out in the future, and maybe I can get lucky and win a drop or something, but I have to say, like, it's finally started to grow on me. I think one of the keys for me with this knife is the more I have this knife in my hands and not other knives, the more it kind of grows on me. It's something I'm noticing is I have to be kind of keeping this thing in my hand and using it. And when I do, it starts to almost be that kind of Chris Reeve knife effect where it's not about flicking it open and drop shutting it and stuff. It's about the sort of the roll open effect and the quality and the solidity and the reliability of a washer knife. And I think I'm finally starting to get it a little bit. I don't know if I said in one of my videos, this is kind of what I wanted a Chris Reeve to be, but it's still not what I want, if that makes sense. But maybe it is starting to become a little of what I want, which is interesting. I didn't expect that because I also feel like the lock bar is kind of hard to press. That's one thing I noticed here, and there's not like jimping there, it's kind of smooth. So that is like one thing that's a little tiring on the thumb, is to depress that lock bar. There's not a ton of room to get to it, but there's enough. It's certainly cut out, I'd say just enough. But if there was some jimping on there, I thought it was not harsh, but something like just way easier. Like, here's go credit to the Rosie, way easier to depress the lock bar on this and to get the knife to drop. This one, not only is it on, washers, which makes it a little less likely to drop in the first place, you have to really push that thing over. So I don't know. It's a really cool knife, I have to admit. What I was sort of thinking was maybe I'll just get one on a drop or something. I like this knife a lot more for its table price than for its secondary price. So maybe that's what I need to get through my head, is let it go to someone that really wants it, that really loves a washer knife, and then try and grab one for table price when and if the opportunity presents itself. Because that's what it is to me. Is I think table on these is like what, $700, $600, $700, and that feels right. I would like this knife for that 600 in particular price range. I feel good about this. You know, they're going on the secondary for 1,000 to 1,400 depending on the configuration and the buyer and the seller and everything. Call it 1,200. I'd say 1,150, like solid on the secondary right now, and that feels like a lot. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this one for the day. I will leave it at that. And yeah, I would love to hear your comments and your thoughts on the difference of, you know, these washer sort of knives and configurations and versus bearing knives, and the ones that you love and the ones you don't. Please feel free to throw those in the comments, and maybe I'll take a look at some of the washer knives that you love out there. But all for now. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.